We are live. Can everyone hear us and see us? Give us a 5x5 if you can.
I see us online.
Yep, I see us.
Okay. Okay, good. Well, welcome everyone. Very good. Thanks, Jimmy and Nana. Hello, John at Prepper Nation. And Silva. A Troop 1 Cav 1. And welcome to my guests, the prepping artists, Kelly and Rambo. Yay!
Hi, everyone.
Hello, everybody.
Applause. All right, so if you would give a like and a subscribe so that this can be seen by more people. And we're going to talk about art today because Kelly and Rambo are artists, very talented. And I also am an artist, so this should be a fun discussion. So you ready?
Yep, let's go. All right.
Let's roll.
First question, how did you get started?
Do you want to answer that? You want me to, or?
Well, I grew up. My dad was career Army, and we moved a lot, so I had to entertain myself, you might say. And I started drawing, pencil drawings. And then I got a little bit better at it. Never had any art classes, but throughout the years, I did pencil drawings. And when I met Kelly, she saw some of my pencil drawings, and she suggested I try oil painting. So I tried it, and I liked it.
And that was about 8 years ago.
Uh-huh.
About 8 years ago. And myself growing up, I didn't feel like I was very artistic or creative or anything like that. I couldn't even draw a stick figure or anything. And then when we met and I convinced him to try oil paintings, I kind of got started with acrylic painting. And I was crappy at first. I mean,
I disagree.
Well, he disagrees, but I was horrible. I just I don't have the natural ability like some people do. So I had to work harder at it to get better because I wanted to get better at it. But now I do acrylic paintings. I also do resin stuff. I've made cutting boards, candles, soaps, even makeup. I just kind of started trying all different kinds of things just to see what I like the best doing. But
she doesn't give herself enough credit. She's better than she thinks she is, and she's more creative than I am.
See, we're a little different in our art. Like he does more of a realism type art. I do more abstract type art. So it's just a totally different, way of looking at it and stuff. So
I'll see a picture that I like, and I'll say I'm gonna paint or draw that, or at least attempt to it. And so far, I think I've done decent.
You do really, really good. Yeah.
I think that we can be our own worst critic,
Oh, definitely.
Artists are really bad like that. Even some of the best artists are always criticizing their own work and things like that. It's just a very common occurrence.
I'm rarely happy with my work, but and my problem is knowing when to say, okay, it's done. Don't mess with it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's kind of strange because and you like it, but you're not sure how it's going to affect other people. So it's that kind of balance.
Well, that like some art that I didn't like very much or I didn't think it was very good. Someone else like told me that they loved it and then they purchased it and stuff. And I'm like, why would they want that piece? Because I didn't think it was great. So, I mean, everybody's got their own style and what they like and stuff. So
Exactly. So what are your creative processes to get started on a painting and to get through the painting?
Well, like I say, I'll look around, different things. I go, that's a pretty picture and that, but I don't know. I just don't feel a connection. Then I'll find something that I really like, and it just, and I start doing pencil sketch of it, and then paint over it.
Like you'll find a picture, but then you'll change it and make it your own
Oh,
as
yeah.
you go along.
Yeah,
with it. You know, you use pictures for inspiration. and
Right.
stuff.
I'll look at the picture and I'll try to do it just as it's done, and then at some point I kind of toss it off to the side, and then I start putting my own touches on it.
Yeah, I'm a little bit different. I'll just, because I do abstract, I'll just get some ideas in my head. A lot of it depends on my mood sometimes too. Because if I'm in a like a kind of depressed, dark, angry mood or something, the colors and different things, it'll be different than when I'm in a happy mood and things like that. So it just kind of depends. And then that's how I pick my colors and decide how to do it from there. I have a little bit of a hard time at first trying to start out with a blank canvas. So what I do, and I've heard other people say the same thing, is I'll put down a ground on the canvas, which means I just paint it a color. So instead of looking at a white canvas, I've got some color on it, and then I go from there.
Exactly. I do that too. I just start, you know. So we know which one of you started first. That would be Rambo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Like I
that's,
say, I did a lot of pencil drawing, and then once I got into oil painting, I really liked bright colors, and it's kind of like a landscape. I prefer a fall where we have the different colors of the leaves and stuff like that.
Yeah, I wish we had some of his landscape paintings left, but we had sold a bunch of them. Those were really popular and stuff. But he liked to do like fall landscapes and stuff, and he did like a really good job of realism with them. Whereas I would do something a little bit more abstract with it.
And like I say, I'm my worst critic. A while back, we met somebody who's an art lover that couldn't actually do it, but she loved art, and she opened up a art gallery, and she wanted me to be her number one artist, and I was all excited about that. And then she was diagnosed with cancer and had to close down the art gallery and move back up north where her family was.
Yeah, so that was kind of a disappointment for us, but because we were really hoping to get somewhere with the art, because art is very difficult to make any money from or to get found and stuff like that. It's just it seems like there isn't as much people buying like original art anymore. It's all like prints and digital and copies and things like that.
Well, plus you see some of the artists that really make it big, and some of the artists that fall by the wayside, and the ones that don't make it sometimes are better artists, but they don't know how to promote their art.
Mm-hmm.
right. Yeah, I've noticed that too. Some very, very talented people.
Mm-hmm.
They don't seem to.
Problem with art nowadays. You have to be able to market it and promote it, and some people can do that well, and some people can't. So,
And
Yeah, that's not my forte.
it'd be nice to make some money with art, but I just enjoy the process. I like to sit down with a paintbrush and a canvas, and maybe an adult beverage, and listen to some music, and then just get into the painting.
Yeah, and it's relaxing, you know.
it's
Mhm.
very relaxing, and the way the world is going and everything
Mhm.
that's going on, and
It-
just take a step back and just enjoy nature too. I like to go outside and do some painting of like the woods and forests and just
It's
sit
very
out there.
cathartic.
Yeah.
It's like entering another world,
Exactly.
for a while,
Mhm.
because it's you and the canvas, and it's just something amazing happens. So I'm going to look here in the chat, and because I kind of forgot about it.
Me too.
We were talking. Let's see. So Captain Silva, I attempt custom abstract painting as well. It helps with stress at the end of the day. Yeah, I've had a couple of experiences where people have asked me to do custom, and I was like, wow, like Kelly, when you were saying, why did they want that painting?
Hmm. I actually had one person. I've only had one, and I don't know if I would do another custom painting or not. It was a little bit stressful, but someone did find me somehow, and they asked me to do a certain custom painting, and they paid me pretty well for it, and I was kind of surprised about it.
No, I wasn't.
Well,
And then, we have periodic garage sales, and we'll put some of our art up on the garage sale. And we hardly anything sells, although. And then there was this family that came up, and the father and daughter, and the father offered me less than I thought it should have sold for. But when I saw that his daughter was the one that actually wanted the painting, and she really loved the painting, at that point I was willing to take just about anything just to make her happy.
Did you hear me, Kelly?
no, what was that?
Looks like you have a fan sitting next to you.
Oh yeah. And she's like I say, she doesn't give herself enough credit. She's a good artist.
Well, thank you.
So, are there any mediums? You work in acrylic and also pencil, and I think, Rambo, you had said before that you wanted to try colored pencil. Is that
Yeah,
right?
I've made one attempt so far. It didn't work out so good, but I haven't given up yet. I'm still going to try.
Yeah.
And I'm also thinking about doing charcoal, colored charcoal.
So that's one thing you'd like to try that you haven't done before, which is
Uh-huh.
charcoal. Yeah. How about you, Kelly?
Um, I'd like to do. I've messed around with watercolor a little bit, but not a lot. I just prefer things more vibrant than watercolor does, so I haven't really been too big into that. Same thing with colored pencil. Like I said, mostly do abstract type things. So I want to kind of expand that and try some other things. Like I said, I've tried so many different types of creative avenues and stuff like that. So I just want to see, what I like the best and, what works out. I know when you try different mediums, it's kind of like you're starting all over from square one. They all work so differently, so it's a long process. But
Well, like I say, I like bold colors, and it seems like I'm having a hard time getting the bold colors with colored pencils. But I figure I'm just I'm doing something wrong, and I'll figure out what it is I'm doing wrong and fix it.
And here's a question for you. What are some unique tools you all have used in your art?
um, you're not gonna believe this. Okay, he uses normal stuff like paintbrushes and things like that. For my abstract, I've used palette knives. I've used believe it or not, anything from the kitchen utensils area I have pretty much used. I've used colanders, I've used piping tools with paints. Colanders I really really love when you do like pours and you like pour, the paint's a little bit more liquidy and stuff, and you pour it in there and you get some really unique designs and stuff with it. I've used spatulas, putty knives. um I think I've used whisk before. I've even used toothbrushes. Obviously, not ones that I'm using. They're,
Right.
new toothbrushes and stuff. I've used those. I've used forks, spoons, um, toothpicks. I mean, you name it. I've used it. Balloons. Yeah, I've used a ton of different things. And the way that I see it is that abstract art doesn't have to be expensive. You can get paint from Walmart and things like that. So you can try it out, and it's like 50 cents, 60 cents a bottle of it or something to try it out. You can go to the Dollar Tree, get their they've got $1.25 canvases and things like that. Like I said, you can use all kinds of tools that you might easily be able to pick up in the home goods area and stuff like that, or even in the um like home repair area and stuff, because I've used like what is that stuff called? um what is that powdered stuff? that comes in a like a milk carton type bucket thing. Plaster of Paris. Yeah, I've used that and some different things like that. And like baking soda to make the paint thicker and things like that. Starch. I mean, all kinds of things.
Well, I've used paintbrushes, not art paintbrushes, but brushes like you use for painting a wall in a house, and dab it where it kind of has a stippling effect.
Mm-hmm.
I've used paper towels.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
So, what would you tell people who want to get started with art but are hesitant?
I was hesitant. I didn't think that I was creative at all. Never did it growing up. Like I said, I just started like 8 years ago. So I was 40 years old when I started. Um, so just start. I mean, if there's plenty of videos on YouTube too to watch to help you get started with different things. Decide on a medium that you'd like to do. That's the first step, because if you try to do too many things at once, it's going to cost too much. You're going to get burnt out. So you don't need to do that. Just figure out what you'd like to try and do that first. Don't go out spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars on art supplies and stuff like that. You can do them with the cheaper supplies. They do work. Maybe not be as good, but for starting out, it's definitely a good way to go.
Don't pay attention to naysayers that will criticize everything you do. Be happy with your own art, and regardless if anybody else likes it, just enjoy it. Enjoy
Definitely.
the process.
Definitely.
Know that nobody's perfect, and with practice you get better.
Right. And you just have to do it over and over and over again.
Yep.
Hey, Red Dog, welcome in. So, we were talking back in the green room about when we all moved. You know, I've moved out of state twice. Moved. I got rid of almost my entire studio. What I did was I donated it to a local high school that was in need. So they appreciated it, you know, and so I felt good about that. But then I didn't have any supplies, you know, so I was offline, so to speak, for a while. And then when I moved from that state to this state that I'm in now, I got rid of a lot of the art and the supplies and things, and kept, you know, just the essentials. So I think that's kind of what you've experienced recently.
Definitely.
Yeah, well, we moved a couple of times. The first time when we moved, we did take all of our stuff. When we actually moved to Houston, we took all of our stuff with us, all of our canvas, our painted artwork and everything. A lot of it got damaged in the U-Haul from the move and stuff, and we just had too much stuff to bring. So this last time when we moved from Houston into the house we're in now, we decided before we moved, we had quite a few garage sales, first of all, to sell a bunch of stuff. We just didn't want to mess with the moving of the stuff, because we moved like 6 hours away. I mean, it's not that far, but still it's enough where we didn't want to have to take extra U-Hauls and things like that. We wanted to fit it all in there. So
you never know how much stuff you have until you have to move it.
So we did sell quite a few stuff. We just gave some stuff away, and things like that. It just made it easier. We didn't want to have damaged art to bring with us. And it just gives us reason now to get started on doing some more art again. It's been a while since we really had a chance to paint with moving and everything, but with the winter coming up, we should be able to get back into it here pretty soon.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Good. Yeah. Like you said, we haven't had much chance. Although, how long ago did I start drawing again? It's like
just a month or something.
Yeah, about a month ago, and I was wanting to get back to my roots with pencil drawings. One thing about pencil drawings is I can able to do more detail. So I've done 3 pencil drawing since we've been
Also,
here.
pencil drawings you can do pretty much anywhere. You can do it sitting in bed while you're watching TV at night or something
Yeah.
like that. You don't have to worry about all the paint, the colors, the mess and stuff. So that's kind of a nice thing about doing that too.
So are you still planning on putting up some videos, kind of like demonstration videos for the things that you do?
Yeah, this is what we were thinking about doing is starting another YouTube channel this year sometime, probably maybe January if we can get to it or something, because first of all, having a prepping channel, it's always good to have a backup channel because you never know if they're going to strike you down with what you say and different things like that. So we're thinking about starting another channel, and that one's just going to be kind of dedicated to art, but it'll also be our backup channel just in case, so I can still let you guys know what's going on and everything with us. But yeah, that's what we were planning on doing. And then, you know, that one's going to be more pre-recorded videos and stuff of our art process, how we do things and stuff like that, and demonstrations and stuff. Yeah.
Great. I have some of that on my channel under the art playlist. It's kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
So, did you want to put the link here to your channel so people can go to it?
Okay. To the all right.
Your operational channel.
I don't have the other link yet. I haven't created the other channel yet. But, that's probably something that we will be doing soon. Okay.
You want to show some of your art?
Okay, there's the link to the Prepping Artist channel, you guys, if
Okay,
you aren't
great.
subscribed to it or anything. Go ahead and show your pencil drawings.
Well, since I've been, like I say, first I did this pencil drawing.
That's beautiful.
And this one is kind of still in progress. I've got a little final touches to make on it.
Wow.
He really likes horses, if you couldn't tell, so he likes doing those.
And then I tried something a little bit more harder to draw, I guess.
That is really interesting.
I liked how that turned out.
Mm-hmm, that looks really good. And then I'll just show you guys real quick. This is what I did for a what is this thing called?
A cutting board?
Cutting board. I just did the resin on the back to kind of look like a sea like a short, like a seascape type of thing on it. That's what I really like doing. I like doing stuff with resin and things like that. I've been trying to get into doing more things like that. But it takes a lot of work and it's kind of time consuming and really messy. So, but that's just something else that I like to do. I didn't make the board. I just did the design on the back of it. And then that's one of the large ones that I've done. It's like very abstract. And this is gold leaf that I put on it too.
I like it.
That's another thing I love is gold leaf a lot.
Round one?
Yeah, I'll get this one out. Got stickers still on it. All right. That was another one that I did. It's got some gold leaf on it. And this one is it's like a geode with resin and stone stuff on it. So this
Teresa Buchanan says, "That's cool, Kelly."
Oh, thank you.
DNA Nana, that's pretty, Kelly.
Oh, thank you guys. And that's one of his tiger one. He actually wants me to do a coat of resin on that one too, so it'll be glossier and stuff. So that's something that I need to work on, is putting a resin layer over the top of that one.
Is that your work, Kelly?
That's his.
This is mine.
Beautiful.
And then this is his other one. Like I said, we had a ton of art, but we had to leave most of it or sell it or get rid of it or something.
I was kind of in a dark mood.
Like when we were talking earlier about our moods, and that kind of depends on what we do and stuff, and that's kind of where that one from him came from. So we did that one.
Plus, my favorite colors are red and black.
In Tomcat's world, that looks cool.
Oh, thank you, Tomcat's World.
Miss Worm.
Hi, Miss Worm.
So that's all the questions that I have. So we can just open up the discussion for a
Okay.
few minutes. Okay, GMA Nana. Incorporating gold leaf and geode's nice.
Yeah, thank you. I forgot to mention that doing like I was in a really I really liked doing geodes for a while. That was like one of my favorite things to do. So I'd get like boards and things like that, and I just do a design, put the resin in them. I love using the stones and things in them, and then the gold leaf. That was something I was really into. But that's the only piece that I have left right now.
I saw a video the other day that there were these people that were putting, I think it was plaster or something with color, and they made it look like marble, you know, with all different colors. And then they put something on top of it so that it was shiny, kind of like a geode. It was gorgeous.
And there would be times that I would be working on a project, and it's like I was getting frustrated, and it was not working out, and then I just got angry and started throwing paint on the canvas.
Yeah.
And before I know, I was like, "Wow, I fixed it."
Yeah.
That's a good point too, to mention that art has what I would call an ugly phase in it.
Oh, yeah.
So just trust the process. Like there were times where I just like keep starting all over and stuff. And that's not what you should do. So if you guys are just getting into art and stuff, just realize that at some point you're going to look at it and go, "Oh, this looks like crud." But just keep going with it and realize that it's a process and that you'll get through it, and then it'll look amazing at the end. You just that's a big thing to realize, is that there's going to be times where you're going to think, "Wow, this is not looking good." If you just keep pushing through it, it can look good.
And there's criticism, and there's helpful criticism, where like I'd be on a project and it wasn't working out, it just wasn't making me happy, and then Kelly would go, change that there. And the first time it's like, "Oh, really? You're trying to," and then I would look at it and went, "She's right," and then I did what she said, and it fixed it.
Yeah, he's a lot better at doing like realism and doing different things like that. So he started asking me now when he's getting through with something. He's like, "Okay, what's going on? Something here isn't right." And I'll look at it for a couple minutes. I'll be like, "You know what? Change this or do this to it." And sure enough, he does. And he's like, "Wow, that really helped a lot and stuff." So, and that's something too, to realize that if you are doing this kind of stuff for an audience or something, there are going to be naysayers, skeptics, people that are just going to try to bring you down. You need to not let them. And that's kind of a big lesson, is that, it's like I've seen in different people that were doing some like acrylic pours and stuff, and they were selling their paintings for, I thought, pretty reasonable price, honestly. And I saw someone in the chat put, "Are you serious? You're selling it for that much? I could do that, or my baby could do that, or something."
Like,
and it's like,
if
well,
you
then
can, feel free to do it.
It's like,
that's just mean.
It's just mean.
Yeah, and the art is connected to you. It's a part of you. So it almost feels like a personal, attack.
That is one reason why I haven't done much art on YouTube yet and showing it, because if I get too much criticism like that, it's a different feeling than like from the prepping channel. Because that's not really criticism on me personally, but art is personal. It's an extension of you. So when you get criticism on that, it hurts more. And that's why I started doing this channel, to try to build up my skin a little bit, just to get thicker skin before I started putting too much art out there, because it's a lot different feeling when it's your art that's criticized.
Yes. Well, here's a question for you from Captain Silva. I inherited quite a bit of Native American items from my father. Do you think there would be a way to recreate those objects on canvas with an abstract touch?
Yeah, definitely. You could email me some pictures or something if you want, and I could give you some ideas of something. My email is thepreppingartist@gmail.com. You could definitely email me some pictures or something like that, and I could let you know what I thought that could be done about it.
And GMA Nana says, I think so. Anything goes in art, no rules, just creativity.
Yes,
Yep.
GMA Nana. That's a very good point. There are no rules when it comes to art. So don't let someone tell you you have to do it this way. There is no this way. It's your own self. It's your creativity coming out. And that's the most important thing.
All right. Well, we've been going for a half hour, and if anyone, unless anyone has questions or you have some final comments to make, it's been a pleasure having you on.
Yeah, it's been great.
Well, thank you so much.
I know. Well, it's like one advice I have is I'll be working on a project and it's not working out right, and I'm getting frustrated. Just put it down, set it off the side, do something else, and then come back in a day or two with fresh eyes, a fresh attitude and perspective. And
Yeah, there are times when I'm doing like 3 different pieces at once just because one of them's kind of frustrating me, or I'm not sure where I should continue going with that one. So I'll start another one or something like that. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, a painting doesn't have to be finished all in one sitting, or whatever project you're doing art wise doesn't have to be finished in one sitting. So take some time to step back, or ask another person for their eye to take a look and see what they think should be done to it.
Yeah, I've had paintings on the wall, and I'll look at it and I'll be like, and maybe a year later, I'll take the painting down and add something to it, or
oh yeah, I've done that
switch
more.
things around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So here's Pilgrim.
Hey,
Welcome
Pilgrim.
in.
Hello.
All right, so we're going to end the stream here, and hope to have you back again sometime.
That sounds great.
I
Oh,
hope
here. One more comment. Wait.
I was gonna say I hope we gave somebody inspiration. If you try art.
Yeah. Thanks for the advice. You all do a great job of expressing yourself in your work. Well done. And I enjoyed the stream. Keep up the good work, Katrinka. So thank you. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next time.
Have a blessed day.
Bye,
You too.
y'all.